Hello everybody, today's day 55 of reading Bill Clinton, My Life. My name is Kian, this is my older brother Trim if you haven't read with us so far. And we're gonna get started. Can I read first?
Yes.
Your voice is this.
I'm gonna read.
Hey, what does it?
Wait, where did it fold up to?
Okay.
No, over here.
Huh?
Here. In 1942.
No,
Not there.
what's on that? In 1942, with nothing better to do, Fulbright filled for the open congressional seat in northwest Arkansas. He won, and in his only term in the House of Representatives, he sponsored the Fulbright resolution, which presaged the United Nations in its call for American participation in an international organization to preserve peace after the end of World War II. In 1944, Fulbright ran for the U.S. Senate and for a chance to get even. His main opponent was his nemesis, Governor Adkins?
Yeah.
His nemesis, Governor Adkins. Adkins had a flair for making enemies, a hazardous trait. I know how to say. I knew this word, but I just don't know how to pronounce it. Hazardous.
Yes.
Yeah. Hazardous trait in politics. Besides getting Fulbright fired, he had made the mistake of opposing John opposing John McClellan just 2 years earlier, going so far as to have the tax returns of McClellan's major supporters audited? No, that's not right.
Yes.
Oh, it is?
Audited.
Oh, yeah, it is audited. As I said, McClellan never forgot or forgave a sight. He worked...
A slight. Not sight.
He worked hard to help Fulbright defeat Adkins.
Just pronounce
I
this
know,
one.
give me a second.
I'll help you one half of the
No.
word. No, just one half.
I remember.
This is how I'm helping him. Look.
I already know.
Joey, what happened, Joey?
I was gonna help him. I wasn't gonna say the whole word. I was gonna say one half
I
the word.
already know
He
it.
don't need to read Joey.
And to get in the fight.
Joey, he doesn't need to.
Fulbright to help Fulbright defeat Adkins.
Adkins.
That's what I just
You
said.
said Adkins. It's Adkins.
I said Adkins.
Not Adkins. Adkins.
I said Adkins. That's what I said.
It's not Adkins. It's not Adkins. It's Adkins.
Adkins. That's what I said earlier.
Tiến ơi,
You were saying Adkins. It's Adkins.
Tiến,
Yeah.
copy from Jimmy, read it clearly.
Yeah. Look. Here.
You said the same thing that I
No,
said
it's
earlier.
look.
Cho Tiến, copy clearly. Loud and
Adkins.
Yeah.
Not.
Adkins. That's what I said.
You were saying Adkins
Cho
before.
me repeat that one for Tiến, not argue.
Adkins.
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 Okay.
And Fulbright did it. They both got even.
Despite the 30 years they served together in the Senate, Fulbright and McClellan were never particularly close. Neither was prone to personal relationships with other politics. They did work together to advance Arkansas's economic interests and voted with the Southern Bloc against civil rights. Beyond that, they didn't have much in common.
But you know no one will understand you when you read that fast.
I wasn't even reading that fast.
Oh. Okay, wait. Fulbright was more liberal than McClellan,
Liberal.
or liberal than McClellan. He was a good Democrat who liked and supported President Johnson.
You missed the paragraph.
Where?
McClellan was a pro-military anti-communist conservative.
McClellan was a pro-military anti-communist. Communist.
Communist.
Come on, I'm doing right. Conservative. That correct?
Conservative.
That's what I said.
You're saying conservative. It's conservative.
Who wanted to spend tax dollars only on defense, public works, and law enforcement. He was bright, but not subtle. Wait. Subtle.
The B silent.
Subtle. He saw things as black or white. He spoke in blunt terms, and if he ever had any doubts about anything, he never revealed them for fear of looking weak. He thought that politics was about money and power. Fulbright was more liberal.
Right.
Fulbright was more
Okay,
liberal
that's my
than.
paragraph. Fulbright is more liberal than McClellan. He was a good Democrat who liked and supported President Johnson until they fell out over Dominican Republic and Vietnam.
Where?
He favored progressive taxation social programs to reduce poverty and inequality, federal aid to education, and more generous American contributions to international institutions, charged with elevating poverty in poor countries. In 1946, he sponsored legislation creating the Fulbright Program for International Education Exchange, which has funded the education of hundreds of thousands of Fulbright scholars from the United States and 60 other countries. He thought politics was about the power of ideas.
On civil rights, Fulbright never spent much time defending his voting record on the merits. Is that
Yep.
correct?
Mm.
What?
New book.
Yeah. Okay. What?
Keep going.
He simply said he had to vote with the majority of his constitutions on issues like civil rights areas about which they knew as much as he did, which is just a which is just a F F F E P U P H E M I S T C Euphemistic. Is that correct? Don't say it if it's
No.
not. Euphemistic?
Nope.
Repeating second.
Euphemistic? No. Optimistic?
No. I'm going to apply the 10-second rule now.
No. Let me try. EUPH. No. Wait, how do you pronounce the PH in this? That's the one part that's going to Euphemistic? Euphemistic?
No.
You missed it? You missed it? What could it be? Okay, so how do you pronounce the first half of the word?
Youth.
Youth?
Youther.
Euphemistic?
Yep. I know, English is strange.
Yeah, it really is. What euphemistic way of saying he didn't want to get beat. He signed in the Southern Manifesto after he watered it down little.
You missed the word.
Huh?
Watered it down
Watered it down a little and didn't vote for civil rights bill until 1970 during the Nixon administration, when he also took a leading role in defeating President Nixon's anti-civil rights nominee to the Supreme Court, G. Harold Carswell.
Yeah, that's going to be
No, one more paragraph.
14 minutes.
One more paragraph. Come on.
Despite his civil rights stance, Fulbright was far from gutless. He hated sanctimonious demagogues parading as patriots. When Senator
Getting the coin.
When Senator Joe McCarthy of Wisconsin was terrorizing innocent people with his blanket accusations of communist ties, he intimidated most politicians into silence, even those who loathed him. Fulbright cast the only vote in the Senate against giving McCarthy's special investigative subcommittee more money. He also co-sponsored the resolution censuring McCarthy, which the Senate finally passed after Joseph Walsh exposed him to the whole country for the fraud he was. McCarthy came along too soon. He would have been right at home in the crowd that took over the Congress in 1995. But back in the early 50s, a period so vulnerable to anti-communist hysteria, McCarthy was the 900-pound gorilla. Fulbright took him on before his other colleagues would.
That's going to be all for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.